hell, it is good to be back in Cape Town. I'm here for like 5 seconds. I gotta go again. Okay, this is really, really weird. I used to work here before I did YouTube, before I did any kind of filmmaking. This is arepp Theatre for Life. Wow, this is very, very weird. I haven't been here since pre-lockdown, so that would have been the start of 2020 was the last time I was in this space. And this is very wild, very, very wild. My desk used to be here. I built my career here. I'm just saying, like, wow. So yeah, arepp Theatre for Life is closing. It's gone. It's done. It's over. It's very sad. So before I got into YouTube, before I got into filmmaking, before I got into activism, I had worked as an actor, actress in the South African theatre space for a very long time. Like, I studied theatre and performance at the University of Cape Town, graduated many years ago. Was that like 2010? Yeah, 2010. I was performing in the industry for a bit, and then I landed a job at arepp Theatre for Life. Now, arepp was a theatre company that was, I guess, specifically focused around doing work with young people in schools. They would take these theatre shows and travel them to schools all across the country and perform these theatre shows that were rooted in life skills. And so the theatre shows were a means of being able to teach and model life skills for young people in a way that was inclusive, in a way that they could identify with characters, with stories that were relevant to them, without it necessarily being shoved down their throats and feeling like a lecture, if that makes sense. So the organization was started in 1987, so they've been doing incredible work for like decades around this. They actually started using these giant puppets to teach adults about HIV education. So this was coming out of like the sort of AIDS pandemic at the time. And so arepp's function was to try and teach adults how to engage with their sexual partners in a way that was responsible and a way that was sort of accurate to the information that they had at the time around HIV. Because a lot of the things that had happened during the AIDS pandemic was a lot of fear tactics and scare tactics. So arepp had specifically been working with adults during the 80s and the 90s, but then shift their focus to schools because there was a need to start teaching these things as part of the life skills curriculum. So I landed a gig with arepp to tour these life skills shows teaching gender identity and sexuality education around to high schools all over the country. And it was incredible. It was an incredible opportunity to engage with young people about, where their concerns are around, how do they choose a partner, around their sexual identity, around what does it mean to navigate relationships. It was amazing. And in addition to that, I got to see so much of South Africa. We toured to like the smallest towns in like the far off corners of South Africa, and it was honestly an incredible experience. So I was doing these shows for about a year and then moved from the performance side of it to sort of production on the back end. And so I was sort of curating the shows, doing all the sort of organizing and producing work effectively to get these shows up and running. And that was sort of the start of me trying to understand how it is that you put together a team, how do you put together human beings, particularly performers, to make them work cohesively and run that project and run it amazingly. And as a natural consequence of working for such an amazing organization, I met a very amazing man, Gordon. Thank you for allowing me into your life. You're an incredible human being. Gordon was my boss at the time, but has now also become one of my really, really closest friends. And I think that was a beautiful space in my life. I think it's incredibly rare when you really find somebody who actually speaks the same language that you do, and you're able to both work and play with that person. And it had manifested in one of the most incredible relationships in my life. And then Georgia joined the arepp team, and Georgia and I started working together. We had also studied together at UCT, and we were like this trio of just getting amazing things done. Like, I haven't seen the two of them since the start of the pandemic, so it's been over 2 years, and it was so amazing to reconnect with people that was so close to me. Like, I love you both so damn much. And so part of the reason that I'm going into so much detail around this is because the organization has now officially closed its doors, and so arepp is now no more. And I'm not the kind of person that is generally nostalgic about the work that I do or the workspaces that I work in, but arepp and its people had been such a deep influence on my life. I don't think that I would have been here, being able to make this content for you on YouTube and be the person that I am, had it not been for my time that I spent at arepp. Like, there are people and spaces that will shape and change your life forever. And arepp was one of the big defining moments of my life, of my career, and the standard that I set for myself and the relationships that I have with people. So I'm taking a second to be grateful for arepp. Now, while the theatre company or the organization is shutting itself down, arepp is not completely disappeared. It's still kind of there-ish, and I might be doing some really exciting work with them a little bit later down the line. So I think the closing of this chapter in my life comes at a really interesting time, because there is something big that is happening that I need to share with all of you on the channel. Like, this is like, it's huge. But we'll talk about that in the next one. As always, if you've been enjoying this content, please remember to leave me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And if you are not already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn the bell on for notifications to stay in the loop for upcoming videos. I'll see all of you in the next one. Ciao.